What happens when you get two guys from the street who absolutely love to eat and give them a license to rant? You get your hosts, John Peasy and Mikey Sausage.
Ready.
Oh,
hey, what's up?
We're alive.
Mikey Sausage. We're back.
That's been a long time.
It has been a long time.
Yeah.
It's been a long delay, actually. But now with the great Rob Hix as the producer, we are a whole new breed of people.
Wait, Rob Hix is great? Where did you hear that?
I heard Rob Hix is great. Look how clean you look. Look how clean I look.
That's not Rob Hix. That's $300 I spent. Rob Hix. Can't do that shit. We're talking about it now, you know.
What's the name?
He's like the friggin' wizard. You see him over there? He's going.
Yeah, he's in the back.
Going like this. I feel like I'm like in the army. He's going like this to me, going pointing at me.
And actually, he's dressed better than you and I. That's a nice white shirt that you got there.
Yeah, but it's scary. You can like see him the whole show. Like he's just
nobody sees him but you and me, right?
I know, but yeah, he's got this. No one could see him. Thank God.
Yeah.
He's got this goofy fucking smile on. He's just.
I know, and a brick backdrop.
Yeah, and you know, all he eats is McDonald's.
I know, and he looks healthy, which is even pissing me off even more.
What's going on, Pease?
I don't know, man. I've been just buzzing, flying, driving, living.
Yeah, I may take a loan from you. You're making a lot of money.
Thank God we're working, making money. It's all good. You got a lot of expenses here.
I'm going to get out of the business. I'm going to become a comedian. That's where the money is.
I think the money's in sausage. That's what I want to do. I want to open up my own sausage factory.
Yeah.
Well, New Jersey Sausage Factory.
Imagine having Pirami working for me over there. I'd put me out of business in a week.
Who's Pirami?
Who's Pirami? That's your special guest.
Yeah, speaking of special guests, before I even bring him on, first of all, this is our first show back after a really long time, right?
Correct. Yes.
And the reason being is we took a little hiatus because we wanted to get everything cleaned up and better and ready for production on a higher level.
Yes.
And that's the reason why we have Rob Hix.
Really high level we are right now.
I think it is a really high level. I
Okay.
think it's nice. I think we have new backdrops.
Okay.
I have a new shirt.
Okay.
You lost some more hair.
I have the same shirt.
It's all going to be good. So
what about Pirami? Tell me about this guy.
All right. So this guy I want to bring on tonight, this is a really interesting thing. I've been doing comedy since 1989, maybe. I started doing comedy around there.
Wow. Do you have frosted hair then?
Actually, did I have frosted hair then? Yeah.
I seen an old video clip of you. You were pretty bloated, buddy.
Yes, I was bloated. Right.
You were a big boy.
Oh, I was a big boy. 80 pounds heavy ago.
Yes.
80 pounds ago. That's right.
You had like chipmunk cheeks and, you know.
Yeah. I look like I was making balloon animals on a daily basis. Yeah. And then, so it was like the late 80s and I started doing comedy and there was a lot of clubs all over the place, but I didn't know who the comics were. And this guy I ran into, I went and did what they call a one-nighter. And this guy was,
wait, you had a one-nighter with Pirami?
Yeah. One-nighter.
Wow.
Yeah. And the one-nighters were comedy shows that we would do at let's say a Thursday night at some bar or whatever. It was just like a one-off kind of gig. And they were all over the place because comedy was booming at that time. It was really growing rapidly. And so I go out and I did my act. That was like the middle act or the opening. I don't remember what it was, but I remember they go to bring him on. And this guy, he's a big, heavy guy. I was heavy, but he was much heavier than I was. As a matter of fact, all right, if I was heavy, he was twice as heavy. So, and then they bring him on, and I didn't see this coming. It's like a slap in the face, but he's just like this huge guy, and he comes walking out in a grape costume, like the Fruit of the Loom grape. That's what he comes out wearing. And he's like all purple with the things all over him. And he's this big guy, almost like the Kool-Aid guy breaking through the door, right?
That was his shtick, a grape fucking costume?
That's how we opened up his show as this grape guy. So I remember looking at him walking down the thing going, what the fuck is that? And I'm like, holy shit. And I'm thinking that I'm insecure at this point. And I'm thinking, what the fuck am I? I said, it can't be bad. I got the puppet. This guy's the grape in the back of my underwear. It's not that bad. So anyway, he comes on and he did really, really well. People loved him. He was hilariously funny. And then we became friends with this guy. And then over the years, as time went on, his career grew. Our careers grew. And if you want to call these careers, but also our rears grew too. So he
so he got bigger or he got smaller now?
He's probably the same, but I think what happened is that he got rid of the grape outfit, and then he started doing clubs and doing weekends and TV shows and everything, and growing along. He grew and became a great comedian, and he's one of the funniest guys I actually know. I mean, he's always on, he's always funny, always ready to with a quick line, always has a good joke, always sees things in a different perspective.
So he's going to do really good tonight. That's what you're saying.
I'm not saying that.
You put pressure on him?
I'm not putting any pressure on him. He's just a really good guy, and he has these, and we worked together for a year.
Well, you sound like you love him.
I love the guy. He's a great guy.
So then you should give him a very good introduction then, right?
I shall.
Okay, let's see.
I like to bring on.
You have a drum roll, Hicks? Of course not. It's a fucking bad show. We don't have much of a budget here, but go ahead.
It's okay. But this guy, this is a guy that started back in the 80s as well as a comedian, worked his way through all the shitholes of one-nighters and bad gigs, weekends on the road. He's originally from Buffalo, New York. He's a good friend and one of the funniest guys I know. And something that we'll tell it later on at the end. You have to go come and see him where he'll be. But I like to bring on the wonderful and the one and only, the fat rat bastard, Jeff Pirami. Where is Jim?
Well, I was sleeping. Am I on? What a fucking boring show this is already. How we doing?
Now, John, is he fatter now? Listen. Is he fat?
As big as you.
He's fat, John. He's fat now. Okay. Was he fatter then?
No, he's the same guy.
I'm the same.
Now listen,
a lot of balls.
I know John got a little nervous, like I call you fat, but I kind of I equate that like, you know how like the black guys can use the N-word with each other?
Yeah.
I can use fat. I'm allowed to fat guy can call a fat guy fat, right?
I haven't heard a black guy use the word Nazi in a while though. But
So you remember your grape costume?
Oh, John used to be. Yes, matter of fact, talking about black guys, they broke in my car and stole my grape suit and fucking suckers.
I think I saw that guy.
A couple more yards, and they were using my phone car. One of those bitches.
So Jeff,
California raisin, I was.
That's what it was, a California raisin. Now,
my wife and I were laying in bed, and a commercial came on with the Little Raisins dance. And remember years ago when they came out? And she goes, "Wouldn't that be funny if your fat ass came out in a raisin costume and you danced around like a raisin?" So I wrote some jokes about sucking my grape nuts. I was a serial killer, all this bullshit. But it was like a 5-minute opener for my act. It was good.
Now, how old are you now, Jeff?
How old? I can't tell you.
You never ask that.
I want to hear you. I can ask a guy.
Don't ask him. Ask him another thing. How much do you weigh?
39.
How old are you now? Serious?
Well, I'm in the 50s. I'm in my 50s.
Okay. When was your first gig when you got on the stage? How old were you?
Right?
That's what I like to know.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I started doing comedy. I remember I went to the Comedy Factory out in Philly. Keith Robinson was working the door to get stage time when I did my first open mic. I did 3 minutes. I got off and he said to me, "They love you. That's 90% of it. If the crowd likes you, you can say anything the fuck you want." And that's what happened. Ever since then, it's been history.
Okay.
I don't think Jeff has his glasses on.
They're holding signs. They're holding signs in the background saying, "Sit back, fat man."
Oh, I didn't see it.
Look at that. We just took 20 pounds.
No, you look great. You look good. Now, Jeff, let me ask you this, because we know each other a long time, but I don't know about all the history. You were born in Buffalo, New York?
Born and raised in Buffalo, New York.
What part?
The West Side. It was the West Side. Then we made some money. We moved to the suburbs,
Right. Because I used to live in Buffalo myself in North. I actually used to work the club there, North Tonawanda.
Yeah.
Comics Cafe, and also I lived in
Rob Lederman's place. Yeah, he's still there. He's still big on the radio, Rob.
Yeah, he was in construction.
Yeah. Well, I moved out there to do construction. Yeah. I built a power plant on Route 18.
Route 18, like we all know where that is.
It runs along the water.
Near Lake Ontario, up that way, where the salmon run.
Cold as hell.
Fucking cold.
Brutal.
We got 2 seasons in Buffalo: winter and July 27th. You know what Buffalo and Cher have in common?
What?
It's not fucking sunny no more.
That must be a local Buffalo joke.
Fucking Buffalo.
Buffalo. Now your family still lives in Buffalo?
I said the Wing. I just came back. I was there this weekend. I did a couple shows.
There's good comedy clubs up in Buffalo?
No, it's a couple private things. Door Deal, they did a private fundraiser.
Oh, okay.
Now,
And
Jeff,
you doing corporate work at all or no?
Yeah, I do corporate work.
Is that where the big money is?
Actually, it all depends. Any job is good. You're working, man.
Peasy said you're very wealthy.
This job, yeah, I'm doing this shit for nothing, and I'm 20 minutes late, you cocksuckers. Let me tell you what, you keep working after many years I've been doing this, it's good. Because you know what? How many comics are there now, John? There's fucking thousands of them.
Yeah, there is.
Everybody's a fucking headliner.
Yeah. Well, it's a different game though today. This world, it's a different world. The comedy, the young. I hate to be like say younger kids, but the young kids, it's a different head on everything. There's not even punchlines in the material anymore.
Oh, I don't care. Listen, hey, I'm not telling anybody you can't be. I love comedy. I love comedians, but it's just gotten a little too fucking crazy, man. I don't consider myself a headliner.
What do you consider yourself?
I don't know. I'm a fucking good act, but I
think you're a bottom.
I make people laugh. I go up on stage. I don't care what I did yesterday, what I'm doing tomorrow. It's what I'm doing in front of that mic that night.
But look, he gets, you don't know this sausage because you don't work with this guy, but he gets in trouble a lot. He does get in trouble. He's one of these guys.
I get a lot of trouble.
He commits the shit. And then all of a sudden, somebody will threaten to kill him at the end of his show. He's like, hey, I was only kidding. He's had many of those issues over his life. He's one of these guys that.
What do you mean, like audience members?
Oh, no, let me tell you. Can I tell this one is?
Yeah.
People watch this show?
Nobody's watching.
Oh, nobody's watching. I can say it.
Yeah, you can watch.
I host a Teddy Atlas dinner in Staten Island every year. And about the 5th year I was doing it, I got George Foreman sitting next to me. I'm doing the raffle, right? I call the last, it says two tickets to the Knicks on the floor. I call the winner. The guy gets up in the back with all his guys, little guy with a toupee. He comes walking up. And I go, look at this little mob bastard. I go, it takes a couple of weeks for that hair to form to your head.
Oh, shit.
And I start going, la, da, 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 right? He gets the tickets. I turn, I do the next prize. I don't see him rip the tickets in half, throw them in the air, and he's yelling, what the?
If anybody doesn't stand morte, that's death.
Oh, yeah. So George Foreman signs my grill for me. I'm walking out. There's about 15 guys by the old stand.
Holy shit.
And there's a little guy standing in the middle. And they stop me, and the guy goes, you got no fucking class. And I said, come on, buddy, I was fucking around, That's what I do. He goes, one of these days, someone's going to shut your pie hole for you. So I'm thinking he's an old boxer. I'll give him a little bitch slap. I'll get some press out of it, right? The guy grabs me from behind, sits me down. He says, boy, you fuck with the wrong guy. His name was Bellotti. His brother was in the car with Castellano when they got gunned down.
Bellotti's brother? Yeah.
Yeah, and he got out and he just killed somebody with his bare hands.
That was nice.
I start crying like a bitch. I run to the kitchen and all the Mexicans are in there. I'm going, shut the fuck up. And I'm hiding. And I run out and I see Teddy and I said, Teddy Atlas, I go, somebody's mad at me. He goes, who's mad at you? That's what you do. I said, some guy named Bellotti. He goes, holy fuck, what did you say? And I said, nothing. You heard what I said. Well, Teddy drove me to walked me to my limo, pushed me in, came back about a half hour later. I'm laying on the floor of the limo and he gets me up and he says, I took care of that thing. I said, what thing? There was a fucking thing? He wanted to put two in the back of my head and throw me in the dumpster.
Peasy, didn't you have a problem too? One night at a show with
the same guy.
Yeah?
The same guy.
You picked on the same guy?
No. He got saved by the guy that tried to fuck with me. Is what happened.
Really?
This guy lives in Staten Island. He was the manager for the boxer.
Yeah, Teddy Atlas. I know.
Oh, Mike Tyson. Yeah.
Mike Tyson. He was. Yeah.
Right. We know Teddy Atlas. Yeah.
I was at the Brownstone performing a show, and there was all. Again, Foreman was there, and all these great boxers are there, and there was a woman named Chrissy something. She was the female middleweight boxing champion in the world. Beautiful woman too, actually, not a nice looking woman for a boxer. And and I made fun of her with the dummy for the whole night. And Pat Cooper was sitting right next to me, and the same kind of thing happened. I was making fun of her about saying that, her hair is blonde, but, her eyes are black, and she, all that kind of stuff. So, and after it's all said and done, Atlas is getting pissed. And Atlas has this slice right across his face.
Yes.
He has this long scar across his face.
I gave him that the year he didn't pay me that.
Yeah, I'm sure. and he came up to the stage with this big thing of beer and walked straight up to me when I was sitting there with the dummy in my hand and my foot on a stool, and took it and poured the beer all over the dummy's head.
Wow.
And Pat Cooper got up and grabbed him and said, "What the fuck are you doing? What's the matter with you? He's a comedian. This is what he does." So I never met Pat Cooper before that night. And then all of a sudden, after it's all said and done, I'm thinking what's going to happen when I get out of there. So I left. Everything was okay. I got out of there. It was fine. And then the next day, Pat Cooper calls me up and goes, "Beezy." He leaves a message on my machine. He goes, "I want you to know something. I had your back. I'm a comedian. This is totally bullshit. How can anybody do all this stuff? What does he think? Where the 18? Where this? Where that? How dare?" And he says, "I want you to know, give me a call." And then I call him and he goes, "I want you to know, he wasn't trying to pour that beer on your head. I mean, the dummy's head. He was trying to pour it on your head. And I was standing there next to the dais and pulling him away. And as it went over like this, it poured all over the puppet's head." That's exactly what happened. So then
you.
Huh?
You wouldn't care if it was you. The puppets are expensive.
That's exactly the problem. The puppet's 10 grand. So I was.
Which doll was it? Which puppet?
Andy.
Now, does he burp now?
No. So his hair was. I had to take the wig off and buy another wig.
Maybe that's the wig that the guy was wearing at Pirami's gig.
Maybe so. But the funny part about it, after it's all said and done, the year later they booked me again for the same. Matter of fact, it was Lou Duva's birthday.
I was with you when you
and
came
Lou
back.
Duva. I came back the year later, and then I see him in the audience, and I was ready for him. I had mace, and I had electric zapper with me. I thought, this guy, I figured he's a boxer. The only choices I have is to kick him in the nuts or zap him. I'm not going to beat a boxer up. I mean, come on.
No, you can't. You got to punch him and run. Fuck that.
This Rob Hix, he goes to one shot of you, a single shot of you. I go to get a friggin' drink, and all of a sudden he comes back to me now. Good thing I was taking my clothes off. Holy shit.
Nobody gets to see Rob. That's a great position.
What do you do, Mikey? Mike, are you a comedian? What the fuck do you do?
Comedian? I'm not.
That bastard.
Yeah, I'm the guy that the guy is going to come after you for. You went after my friend up there.
Yeah, your ass. I think he's dead now. I used to get jobs to go. I put my GPS on to go. Make a left, turn right. There, all of a sudden, I'm on the horizontal bridge. I'm going, holy fuck, they're gonna whack me.
Listen, Jeff, did you see Peasy's Hillary puppet and Donald Trump puppet?
Yes.
He was doing Hillary. What, the guy throw lemons at you?
Yeah, but he wasn't there when that happened. The first time I displayed the Trump puppet was at the Brigada. Jeff was there.
Yeah.
First time I started doing it, it was still. And the producer of the burlesque show came to me after and said, "Hey, it's a little, we don't know if this is a good idea during the show because it's 50% of the public's one way. Another. Why don't we just leave that out for a little while?" And I did.
He's never worked since.
Yeah. No, actually, the Trump's doing really well now. The Trump is doing well.
Because he's doing well. Fuck.
Yeah,
no, but who threw lemons for the Hillary?
Yeah, I was doing a show where I had Trump and Hillary out in the same show, and Hillary, I have her come out and cough and do all this stuff and make believe she's sick, and the best joke you'll love this too, Jeff. The joke, she comes out, she starts coughing, and I go, "You okay?" And she says, she goes, "You got to excuse me, I've had this bad blood flu and I'm taking antibiotics and 9 testosterone shots a day." and I go, "Really?" I said, "Does it have any effects on you?" She goes, "Yeah, it makes my balls itchy."
He put hair in my chest all the way down to my dick.
No, but Jeff, he was sitting there in the whole show. He's getting pelted with lemons.
Yeah, the lady hated me. She kept throwing.
What happened? I got in a fight in Maryland where Hicks lives. And the guy, we start fighting, and then there was a big, like a rugby in front of the mic, and he was grabbing my balls, and I'm screaming. I held the mic and got my balls, and I kicked him.
Were you screaming in pleasure or pain?
Both. And when I kicked him in the jaw, and it was blood. I broke his jaw. The cops came and everything. And I remember driving home, and I stopped on the Chesapeake, one of the rest areas, and I went in the bathroom and checked my junk. My underwear was covered in blood.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm laughing at Hicks or Pirami.
He put a big cut on my ball sack. Holy fuck.
People can't see this, but Hicks got a sign up. It says,
Move
Jeff,
back, Jeff.
get back a little bit. He just
I'm an Italian. That's how I talk. I gotta get
forward.
He has to lean in. He wants to lean in. You know, I'm thinking what's funny too. You're a big guy. I mean, we know that's all a bullshit story. When's the last time you saw your balls? Who's squared? Come on.
Your wife was holding them yesterday. You
Oh my God.
Speaking of wives, you're gonna love this. Like, so the guy leaves work and he's going to work, and the wife goes, "See you later, honey. I love you, honey bunch." And he goes, "I love you tons." And she goes, "How come you don't have any nice names for me?" And he goes, "You weren't listening." What do you think of that?
That's all right.
Use it.
That's all right.
That's about fat people. John used to be a fat fucker boy. I'll tell you.
I was a fat fucker. I still have the problem. I gained 23 pounds.
After that one show we in Reading, we went to Denny's and brought all that shit back to the room.
That's right. we ordered chicken wings. Like they come in groups of 12. I think we ordered like 10 dozen.
I know you eat chicken wings. Imagine him.
Yeah, but we ate like we actually shit Frank Perdue all over the bed.
Do you like Jeff? Do you offset the unhealthy shit with like some healthy shit next to it? Like this guy does. This guy here is buying like these healthy drinks and this drink and this green drink and blue drink and yellow drink, and he's got 15 chicken wings or pastrami. He calls me one day. He goes, "I just did an Orthodox gig and there was a deli there and I got a half a pastrami sandwich. You want me to pull over in Staten Island and give it to you?"
It was that good. It was that good.
The other half didn't make it.
He's only good now. He eats healthy now. He's full of shit.
No, I don't always eat healthy now.
You're a fucking traitor. You're a fucking traitor.
You know what it is? Do you ever see the shit that this guy lifts? It's unbelievable.
Really?
Yeah, I'm carrying around heavy shit all day.
You know how much I lift every time I wake up?
Oh, but he's carrying a ton. It's crazy.
I know.
Then he's got steps sometimes and elevator this and don't. I got to go to the second floor and this guy not going to help me. And it's crazy.
John, I went to a job the other night and I get there and it was on the third floor, no elevator. I was this close to fucking going home. Honest to God.
That's not good.
Up the fucking steps.
That's something wrong. You better go to the doctor.
No, he's had some issues though. He's got a lot of weight. He's not.
Open heart surgery.
I got a lot of weight too, but I can go up 3 flights of stairs.
I had open heart surgery.
What the fuck? You opened it, you fixed it.
Yeah, fix it. Well, I mean, it's true too.
But you know what it is? He weighs what I weigh, but he's like 10 inches shorter.
Sure, yeah, you prick.
That's the problem.
I just found out my cholesterol number's got a comma in it.
Yeah, but what I want to know, Jeff, let me back this track a second. So you
You gonna back up again?
No, I just thought you were dying. So,
no, you are.
Listen, if you're gonna die here, please.
This fucking show is dying. All right.
Help us out. Help us out.
Get the guy with 2 lungs back.
So the guy with the 2 lungs, I can't wait to get that. By the way, the guy with the 2 lungs.
The guy with a half a dick. Go ahead.
They cut open his front, they cut open his back and filleted him both ways so they could put 2 lung transplants into his body because this is an amazing story. And he's like one of the only people in the country it's ever happened to.
Yeah, he's a magician too.
Yeah. From Boston. We're going to have him on in the future. But Jeff, let me ask you a question. So, you know, there's a lot of things I don't know about you. Like, for instance, so we know you're from Buffalo. You've been doing comedy since what? I guess the late 80s at some point, right? That's when you first started. Huh?
86.
86. And then and you've been full time since that, or did you work jobs in between it, or what did you do?
I worked in a newspaper. I worked in a newspaper in Buffalo. It folded. I moved to Jersey to work there. And
is that out of business also?
How do you fold a newspaper?
Yeah, when you want to no, you know what happened in Buffalo? The paper Rupert Murdoch came in to buy the newspaper, and I was one of the union stewards, and I was at the table with right across from Rupert Murdoch, and he gave us all these concessions he wanted us to do, and I stood up and I said, "Fuck you!" Everybody cheered, and we all got up and walked out. He got up, left the room with his lawyers, and the paper folded the next day. Everybody was out of jobs. They fucking hated me.
Yeah, sounds like the rest of the shows.
They go, "What's wrong with you? Some kind of comedian?" I said, "I better be." I go.
So Jeff, now you went from there, and then when did you move here, and for what reason?
I moved here to work at the newspaper in Trenton, and then I had a dream I was doing stand-up. I wrote 40 jokes in my underwear, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Really?
Factory outlet in Philly, and then open mic.
In the mirror as inspiration?
No, I just wrote them.
Hey, you're giving me bad visual here.
Philly, and then I entered a contest, the comedy stock, the big contest every year.
Yeah.
And I won it in 1986. I won
the comedy stop at the Trop.
Hey, Pease, is it wrong if I'm wondering if it's boxers or briefs he was in?
No, he just gave me a bad taste in my mouth. He told me I wrote 40 jokes in my underwear.
I just wear boxers, refrigerator box underwear. I like you, fat fuck. Go ahead.
So now, Jeff. So now you move here. You start doing. You're doing comedy. You're starting to get around. You start now. Did you make a living right away, or did you just really suck?
No, I was working both jobs, doing it.
Why he got better?
John, do we need Mikey on this show?
He was good at one point. Is that what you said?
Like a fucking billboard with a head with a white shirt. What the?
Listen,
fuck?
I had the power to shut you fucking off.
I needed Mike to get to Rob Hix.
He's using me.
Oh, Hicks is the guy we want. Yes.
Yeah, Hicks. The
hidden man.
Bundle of fun.
So you came along, you worked all these different things, you're making some money, things start moving along, you're doing good. Now I don't know if you noticed about Jeff, but he's a naturally funny guy on stage.
If you say
and
so.
he's very quick-witted and funny, and he does a lot of material about.
I saw him with the Bugatti. I thought he was very good.
But
he's a little perverted. He's perverted, but he's good.
He's not doing his act.
Are you married, Jeff?
Yeah, I'm married. 30 years I'm married.
And he's a wonderful man.
Do you have an open marriage or?
Quiet, she's here.
All right, I didn't know.
It's just a cold breeze. Shut up.
Yeah, I saw you at that Borgata burlesque thing.
That's not his act.
To the girls, yeah. So what?
Yeah, I mean, you fondle the girls. You touch the girls and everything.
This is the fucking business we choose, my friend.
It's part of the. You got to do it. It's part of the
I'm
gig,
just
right?
Here to make a living.
You got to do that.
Yes.
That's what they tell you to do, right?
They tell me whatever the girls want, Big Daddy does it. You understand?
Okay.
Big
Matter
Daddy.
of fact, I found there's a.
I tell you, Pease. I came down to see you guys there. I see he's like. It was like Huggy Bear. You remember Huggy Bear?
Yeah, but there's a difference though. His act at the Brigada is not necessarily really his act. He develops like these jokes and stuff that they all work on throughout the season to develop a whole new set of material each year that the burlesque show goes on. So it's not like you see
a burlesque. I become like a burlesque master, not master, but I've been
mascot.
Doing it fifth year we're doing this show.
And then backstage, he's a masturbator.
Why do I keep hearing music? What is that, Hicks? You hear that music?
I think that's upstairs.
Who's playing music in your house?
I think it's in my house.
What's your wife doing? Like dancing with the oldies with Rich and Simmons?
She's thinking about me down here.
Is that your daughter or is that your wife? Is that your wife?
Somebody's in my house blasting something.
I think she's messing with you, bro.
Nah.
Yeah, it's on purpose.
Well, it's like oblivious. It's more like that.
Or it's on peas.
Did you text her to shut it down?
Yes, I did.
Is she gonna? Let's see if she listens to you now.
It's off.
Right to you. Don't make me tell her again.
It's like
Hicks got a fucking marker out again.
It's always like retard workshop, isn't it?
Hicks got a marker. He's writing something.
I know he's right.
Look, he's right. Look, he's trying to spell. I don't even. He's looking in a thesaurus. I don't know what he's doing. Look at that Hitler haircut he has.
Current time. Oh wow.
What does that mean? At 9:52. I don't know. What is that supposed to mean? It's 28 minutes and 12 seconds into the show. I don't even know what that means.
He's saying, "Hurry up, get him off."
Oh, commercial break.
Yeah. Hey, Rob, do you want to show your face?
No, don't do it.
I see. Remember that Hitler video they showed, John? It looks like he belongs. Look at him.
He does, yeah.
Hitler haircut.
But they're not seeing him, though. They're not seeing
from Auschwitz.
This guy here is Nazi through and through.
Who? No.
I think the Klan is still down there in Maryland.
No, they were in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, look, he's holding his head.
Hey, this is
your career going right down the drain, Hicks. You thought you're going to make a lot of money? We'd be out of business in 2 days.
Hey, Mikey.
Yo.
It's funny you mentioned it. I bought online a historic knife that Hitler used to use to cut peaches during World War II. Hitler.
But how can you make sure? How do you know that was Hitler's knife?
No, well, Peaches was a stripper from Auschwitz.
Man.
I knew that was coming.
I have nothing to do with this, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing to do with this. Listen, this guy's got to do Orthodox party, and you're making jokes like that.
That's right. I'm going to Dominican Republic for Passover.
Orthodox. It's a dentist, right?
So now, how's this? He does a lot of the Jewish Orthodox community comedy.
He's the king.
So now it's Passover. He's not going like to Williamsburg, Brooklyn. He's going to Dominican Republic to do a Passover thing.
The gig.
Easy.
Yeah.
He takes all the good gigs. You're a prick, Peasy.
Yeah, he's big money, man.
Happy Pesach.
He makes all this money. I say, take me with you. He doesn't even want to take. He's very cheap.
Yeah, I'm not paying for nobody but me and the puppets.
And they pay for him. He could say, look, this guy's essential. I need him. He's my masseuse. He's, hand jobs, whatever.
That's just what the Jews want, is a guy who makes sausage at their fucking party. That's perfect. Yeah. What's next? What's chicken and veal and cheese together? What else are we going to do?
Listen, not for nothing. If I pay enough money, I can get the sausage blessed by the rabbi. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Right, you really make sausage, you fucker?
Yeah. I'm fourth generation sausage maker, buddy.
Pay me, send me some links.
But I can't. I'd rather just give you money and go buy it. I'm afraid to send you
on my computer. Give me the link for your sausage.
You know what's funny too is I know this guy a couple of years. I never tasted Mikey's sausages.
Oh, Lord, you tasted my sausage.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Never. I don't even know.
You're always on the diet.
For all I know, it sucks.
Nah, don't say that.
I have no idea.
Listen, I'm here 4 generations. How bad could it really be?
That's true.
That's true. Right.
VT's been around for hundreds of generations.
Okay, back to me, Peasy. Go ahead.
So, let's get focused on what we're really here for.
I'm missing sleep.
So here's my question. So
I want to see the 40 jokes in his underwear right now.
I got it. No, they're on a plaque in my bedroom.
Who's that guy behind you, Pirami? What is that thing?
That is a chef that we saw at an antique thing. My wife bought it for me.
How much did she pay for it?
Looks just like me, $150.
Did she give the 149 back?
Why? She kept it because the statue's got a bigger dick than I do. And it's harder.
Isn't that what they put outside of restaurants, like in front of pizzerias?
Yeah.
The menu, like.
It fucking looks like me. Hello.
Yeah.
Does she write on there what she's cooking for you at night?
She said, stay out of the fridge, fat fuck. Kitchen is closed. Go to bed.
Actually, I met his wife. She's a really great woman. She's a good matter of fact. She's too good for this guy.
She's a great woman. Yeah, she's
a great woman.
Why is she too? He's a very nice guy. Why is he too good?
Yeah, but this business we're in is tough.
You remember I went to Atlantic City. I saw the show with you and him. And PG said we got to eat good, right? And then he wanted to go out and eat after the show.
Oh, by the way, we eat at the Brigada for free.
Yeah.
24 hours a day, anything you want.
Right.
We have like unlimited passes.
No, but we went to the deli there, that deli with the sandwiches and the
grilled cheese place.
Because you know why?
Why?
The free food's too far to walk.
we went to that grilled cheese place.
It's great.
Right?
Good.
So,
Gruyere and
so
ham.
I said, Peasy, I thought we were going to eat good tonight. He goes, well, we're Pirami. What are we going to do? He said, when in Rome.
No, but actually, Pirami ate. Was eating like fruit with his grilled cheese.
I saw that too. He was like trying to get like.
He was like, "What's that for?" He goes, "I'll never shit this grilled cheese unless I eat this fruit."
Oh, that fucking cheese will bind you up like fucking heroin, man.
Rick Hix really has a Nazi haircut. I wasn't even joking.
Yeah, he really does.
Say hello, Rob, just so everybody could see that.
And you know something? Not only
hold on, let him come on. Hold on, one sec. Everybody's got to see this.
Yeah, but he's wearing orange too. He looks like a prisoner.
That's.
Doesn't he look like he looks like a headshot at a prison?
He's probably got a stare. Look at him. Look, he's got to do a foot. Look at this. Look at the hair. Look, wait, the other side shaved too much. Turn that way. Turn your. Yeah, look at that. Now look at the shave on that. Turn to the right. Oh, it's even. Okay.
He looks like a McDonald's.
I'm waiting for the Hitler thing. Remember that thing? Oh my God. Are you German, Hicks? Yes, he is. See, I knew it. Oh my God. How are we doing this show? You're going to lose all your Orthodox customers.
He's farking nuking.
Oh my God.
Nuking.
Farking nuking.
Man.
Ties his shoes and little Nazis.
We weren't so.
So, John, you said you started in 89 comedy.
89-ish, 88, something like that, yeah. But I didn't start comedy. I was doing kid shows as a magician.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then I started.
Then he got arrested.
And then I got arrested. And I'm innocent of every charge. No, what happened was that I started doing the comedy intermittently over a couple of years, like a little here, a little there, but I really didn't know anything I was doing. And I did really well automatically because I had a beat of an act, whereas the other guys are just trying. I had an act, but it was a children family type of thing.
So it was a transition, yeah, all right.
It was a transition, but I really didn't start doing comedy until the early 90s, and I started really getting my teeth cut when I started working in Connecticut for John Schuler. Remember him?
All right, yeah, you Waterbury and shit, yeah.
Yeah, and I would go to, and he had one-nighters all over. So I would go to do one-nighters in Connecticut, maybe 4 nights a week, every night. As a matter of fact, I remember the tolls was like $25 a night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would go back and forth. The gas and tolls cost me $30, $40 a night to do.
Hey, Jeff, did you ever stick your hand up a puppet and try that shit? Seriously.
Well, she said she was a puppet.
No, I'm serious. I'm dead serious.
No, never.
I don't even know how this guy does it.
I jerked off in a sock once.
I don't know how he does it, but like, he works very hard. So like he comes up, like if it's like he's got his gig and set and does what he does. And, depending on what the current events are, he'll have a good jokes here.
Listen, I can't get off. He jerked off in the sock. I'm like, between that and naked underwear writing jokes, I'm like, let me tell you, I jerked off in a sock once. I put it back in the drawer. I think the whole drawer got pregnant.
Sock. You got a sock right there.
You never lose the other sock. It sticks right to it.
No, but I'm saying is like, and I could see this guy like 100 times. I laugh all the time.
Yeah, but this is not about me. This is about Jeff.
Yeah, but it's all right.
Yeah. So I want his. So let's say now it's the 90s and you're coming up and you're working all these gigs. You're making a living. You're doing okay. You're growing along. You're a middle. You're an MC. You're growing into the headliner position.
The problem was I was a real strong middle.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the headliners couldn't follow me.
Mm-hmm.
I lost a lot of work, but I only had 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So I had to make that transition from 20 to 40 quick, or I wasn't going to get work.
Are you telling Jeff to move back, Rob? Move back, Jeff. I know you want to. That's it. He likes a little. Now you look skinnier like that. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Oh, so you had 20 minutes. Obviously, you could really pack it in. You just kill him with 20 minutes.
But that's all I had.
So now, when you stretched out, you had a problem.
The headliners would come up, and then they couldn't follow. I'm serious. I do a little bit of raisin, and they would say, I remember time a couple of comedians the headliners would throw the mic on the thing, and people would go, "We want the fat back. We want the fat guy back. We want the raisin back." And they throw the fucking mic. You can have, and they walk out.
Wow, that's crazy.
Names. There was like 3 or 4 comics that happened.
Yeah, because nobody wants to follow a great novelty.
Yeah, a couple of bookers wouldn't use me. Fuck.
Yeah, I understand that.
So then I had to go. I got to get 20 more minutes, quick.
Now, right now you got 40 minutes?
Oh, I just did in Buffalo. I did an hour and 20.
No problem.
I mean, it went like this. I mean, if you're having fun or laughing, stay up. But usually 40, 45 is a good time.
But you don't think it's too long. You don't like to leave them like just like.
I don't like when they tell me to do a certain amount of time. They go, well, what are you gonna listen? When I'm done, I'm fucking done. Sometimes I'm done at 35. Sometimes I'm done at 40. Sometimes I'm done in an hour. But when I'm done, I'm fucking done.
So you just go with the flow. So you can go. You just something happens and you can go right to that.
That's why.
You give me the light, I leave. You give me the light, I stay. What the fuck? Whatever you want.
That's why you're not booked in Dominican Republic. Just that attitude. It's true though. What I understand what he's saying, that there's certain crowds that can only take so much, or you have to, you can't. Comedy is like sugar. You give them enough, and then all of a sudden it becomes too much. It becomes taste bad.
Yep.
So just enough is enough. But on the other hand, when people spending money for shows, they want exactly know, like, I need an hour and a half show, and I got 2 comics. You guys got to do it.
That's different. Well, you can do that. We get an extra guy in it.
Because sometimes the comedian's on there and you just know now they're having a good time and now they're going too long. So now I'm like, he should have went off before.
Right.
I mean, there's a guy I love. I love, and John knows what I'm talking about. He does 2 hours, this guy. And he's fun at it, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
And he's great.
2 hours?
But it's 2 hours for one guy is a long time, man.
A couple of guys do that too.
That's crazy.
I could easily do an hour and 15 actually, my shows run usually about a good hour, but sometimes a little more, like an hour and 15. I've done an hour and a half.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah.
In all honesty, 45, 50 minutes is the kind of perfect timing for a good comic.
Hey, not for nothing, Jeff. This is a live show. I don't know does your wife want to come on the camera?
I keep seeing a look over there. Is that dessert?
Is that your wife? Is she naked? What's going on?
The pizza guy's here.
Oh, say, look, he smelled it.
No, I'm yelling so loud. I'm keeping the grandkid up, you sick bastards.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get you. We're going to get you off. I'm going to get you off.
You only got another 14, 15 minutes. Don't worry about it.
Oh, that's good. So good. So answer more questions about me.
So now you're working along, you're making a living, you got 20 minutes and you're doing a strong middle and the headlines are hating you. And eventually you have to move up to the next position because people can't follow you, correct?
Right.
All right. So now you start headlining, but you're not getting the big money for the headlines because you're not drawing, but you have a decent act and you're trying to develop more material.
I know. But John, remember there was a time when you headlined because you were funny. Now they want you to draw people and you're not funny. It's weird. When you headline a room, you were headlining because you were fucking funny. People were laughing. Nowadays, if you can't put people in the room, they don't give a fuck if we're funny. They want guys who have followers.
And it's a new world. There are people on YouTube today that have millions and millions of people that you never heard of, and they go fill a room just because they have followers. It's a new world.
I work with guys, sometimes their credits are unbelievable, and they fucking suck.
Yeah, me too.
Now, you guys, besides Atlantic City, have you guys worked together?
We work together all the time.
We work a lot. Are you kidding me?
As a matter of fact, he's a really good act. And so we did a gig about a month or two ago.
But he's dirty, John.
No, I don't have to be dirty. Listen, I just worked a gig, and in the contract it says if I say one fuck, I'm not getting paid.
And that's just in the bedroom.
That was that was a church gig, and they right till the showtime they said, "Are you sure that you're not going to curse?"
Wow.
Come on. The fuck's your problem?
Speaking of cursing, Peasy just lost a gig because his reputation precedes him.
$2,000 out the window on a Friday night in Maryland. Matter of fact,
the priest said no.
No, but let me tell you something. This is really bad. This is all misinformed though. The guy booked me. I promised him I would do a family show. I told him it's all good, no problem. I've done it before. Blah blah blah. Books me in, send him a contract. He gets the contract back. Then he says, the Monsignor wants to speak to you. Okay, here's his number. Do I have to call him? I'm like, that's just what I need to do, speak to. I got to reassure this guy that I'm not going to be. Okay, I call him once, twice, 3, 4 times, leave voice messages. Say, here's my cell. He doesn't call me back. He just ignores me.
He was probably with an altar boy.
Speaking of which, Jeff, you ever hear this one? This is great. This priest is doing a sermon.
You prick.
This priest having a sermon. Drops dead. All of a sudden, he has a heart attack. They put him into the ambulance. They rush him to the hospital. He's on the gurney in the hospital, rushing through all the rooms, trying to get there. They're pulling him in with the nurses, getting him into surgery really quickly. And suddenly he wakes up and goes, am I in heaven? And they go, no, we're just cutting through the children's ward. They get the surgery quickly. That's a long way to go.
Now you wonder why you didn't get the gig.
No, so what happens is after it's all said and done, the guy emails me and says, hey, after the months, they went and saw some videos on YouTube with you. And the Monsignor was, and the congregation, now you call the congregation, the Monsignor and the parishioners, after viewing all of this, don't feel that you're appropriate for this. I have to cancel you. I'm really sorry, but I can't argue against your social media. That's what he said. So I emailed him back and I said, I want you to know, I'm doing a family show tomorrow. I'm flying out to do Orthodox who are very non-secular and they don't even watch TV. And if I could do that, I could certainly do you, but I'm not going to argue with you about it. I don't want to go to Maryland anyway. So I'm like, all right. I said, I understand. I said, but here's the interesting question. You guys asked me what to do. I told you what I could provide. And now you're canceling me based on information of one thing that you're viewing, which is very limited, which means that you, the Monsignor and the parishioners don't have faith and that you is booking it and it's what I can do. And you're in the business of faith. Wow. And I was born and raised Christian. And I think what you're both all doing is making a mistake and I'm done.
And they said,
wow, that's some guilt.
You aren't God, Peasy. You think you are.
I'm dyslexic.
Wow, that was like real guilt you gave him.
It wasn't guilt. The guy made me waste my time. We sent him contracts, did sales, did bookings, did cancellations. He did everything we have to do. And then now he pulls me because they look at one thing and think that's all you are. And Johnny, it's kind of redundant.
Yeah, he's doing too much Orthodox stuff.
You get a deposit, my friend.
I'm giving him a deposit, but I'm not going to be a dick and keep the money. Whatever.
Give it to me. I'll talk to him.
No, but you see, he does them Orthodox parties. He's got that good guilt going now.
No, it's nothing to do with guilt. I just felt they're in the business of faith. And meanwhile, I'm losing a gig because they don't believe I'm going to do what I'm going to say.
Oh, that's a little deep, John.
Is it?
Yeah, but how did they respond to that?
Your vitamin drink.
I don't know. That was today.
Oh, so you didn't talk to the guy. You're emailing him.
I emailed him, yeah.
Oh, so you didn't get a response back to that fake thing?
No, but if he calls me and says, we saw that and we decide I'm not going to do it anyway. I'm done with this. I deleted the file from my database.
You say, fuck you, I canceled.
I say, yeah, give me 500 more. I'll come now. I'm not
gonna, I'll fucking do it.
And it's so much pressure anyway. They're putting so much pressure on. Who wants to go there and worry about every little thing?
Right.
I got thrown off the air on a radio once. Physically thrown off the air twice because of a word I said. And then the second time I came in, I didn't say anything wrong, and they took it as wrong and threw me off again.
But now we got to know what the word was.
The burlesque show.
No, it wasn't a burlesque show.
Remember the burlesque show?
Yeah, I said fag? Homo.
No, you call him a fag, the Staten Island fag.
I said the prostitute from Staten Island, the homo.
And the guy was from the diversity or
Jersey Press. He was the president of New Jersey Press and friends with the owner of the Borgata. Listen, you think this is funny, but when you got somebody coming you from when you got a call from the top of the Borgata, the president, and they go, this guy, at the show said
That's
homo.
Great.
It's not great. It's horrible.
There's 1,000 people in the audience. He picks the only guy from the newspaper.
No, Mike, he said homo, and then he goes into a joke about fist fucking somebody.
No.
Anything you meant about that?
He picked the one guy in the whole place.
He was in the front center, first row.
Oh, my God.
With a heart on. It was terrible.
That was a setup. I think they got you.
No, here's the funny part. It's like 3-4 weeks later, I get a guy comes and watches the show, and then he went to the producer, and he came to the producer. I just want to know, I came back to see that guy, and he didn't do that material. We really appreciate that you took care of us. Because I took it out. They came to me and said, can you not use the word homo in your show? And I'm like, are you serious?
No,
I make fun of Italians, Irish, Jewish, black, Puerto Ricans, lesbians, dick jokes galore, and all of a sudden the word homo, that's off. That's off.
Right, they didn't say it like that. They didn't say, can you not use it? He said, if you use it, you're fired. John said, okay, homo's out.
No, believe it or not, though, Jeff, I had a really huge paradoxical dilemma about it. I came home and really thought. I told him yes, but I thought about it. If I was Bobby Slayton, I would say, hey, fuck you. I ain't playing that game. I'm a comedian. I can do whatever I want. You don't want me, don't take me.
You folded a little bit, but I didn't
fold a little. I folded
a little bit, Johnny. A little bit.
No, I gave 100. Here's the way I looked at it. Jeff, they're paying me to perform. If I use one word more or less, does it matter in my act? Not at all. Who gives a shit?
No, John, but they know who you are. They know what you do. Right. I agree with you.
You folded a little. You did. You folded a little.
Not folded a little. Mike, when you go sausage, when you go to a fucking diner, you go to the diner.
Disappointed.
You go to a diner, sausage, and you go in and you say, I like the fish. Do they bring out the chicken because they think it's fresher?
Nah, no, bullshit. What you ordered. You just said it. You're saying you're insulting every nationality there, and you can't say homo.
Right.
Because of the guy from Jersey. You didn't say fag, you said homo.
I did say homo.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I said homo. And he said that was like considered to be like the N word. And the producer of the Borgata's burlesque show had two phone calls and like 15 emails back and forth about this word homo. I know, it's crazy. It's just crazy.
So you just said the prostitute from Staten Island now?
I took it out totally. I just didn't do it for the rest
Why just do the prostitute from Staten Island?
I just took it out. It's like
and then use innuendo.
No, he went to that cocksucker from Queens.
You folded big time.
Well,
he didn't keep the prostitute. And the prostitute's a very important thing.
I think this interview's done.
The prostitute's a very important piece of his puzzle.
This is not about me. We're here to talk to
John. The whole act is around the prostitute, and he didn't even come say it.
He might as well open up a fucking dry cleaning store. You folded so much.
Clever.
Now, Jeff, were you ever on television?
Yeah. Well, she told me she was 17. Listen, I was on HBO, you fat fuck.
I honestly, I don't know.
Why don't you read them? Why don't you do some research? You think?
What research? What kind of show you think this is?
Get your hat that fits.
What kind of show you think this is? And Rob just went like this. That means move your fat fucking head back.
I'm gonna get in. I want to choke this fat.
You know what you want to do? You want to hold a little hot dog over his head in the back. You know,
it's called License to Rant. And I can't move. No, you know what show I did? You ever see HBO G-String Divas?
HBO what?
Called G-String Divas.
G-String Divas?
G-String.
Why are you doing everything? Burlesque, G-String Divas.
But I was on a golf course, and the owner of the club was filming, and I got to a hole, and there was a girl sitting on a hole with her legs spread.
Oh my God!
And I was putting into her snatch.
That's not nice.
And it was on HBO, and
not nice.
A call from a comedian, Chris Koshy, goes, "I'm up in Toronto.
Wait, you can't say snatch on this show.
Listen,
you better check."
He goes, "I'm in my hotel room in Toronto. I'm ready to rub one out.
Oh my God!
Watching the show, and I hear your voice." He says,
"Now your wife doesn't."
And I went limp as a fucking biscuit.
Now your wife don't get angry when she sees things like that?
He was furious. My son loved it. My wife was furious.
Yeah, I'm sure. That's a little disrespectful, I think.
A little disrespectful. Well, yeah, I missed the putt.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's terrible.
No, what
I
I'm thinking
feel bad for your wife.
Actually, that's the only way you get a hole in two.
Oh my God.
Well, I played the back nine later.
You guys are bad.
So Jeff, was
it a birdie?
The sand bunker was terrible.
Who's the girl that does that? Who's the proud daughter of that? Whose mom is looking? That's my daughter on the.
That was my daughter. It was my daughter.
Look, Mom, I made it.
Imagine if you hit her really hard, she was bleeding. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I got my period.
Oh, let me take a mulligan.
That's terrible, man. That's really degrading.
That's a dirty crack.
No, but
no, listen.
Who would do that? That's degrading.
No, it's not as bad as John Folden like he did.
That's true, but honestly, that's. I don't know. That's really degrading. I don't know.
It was a stripper. It was a golf. It was joke. Shut up, Mike.
Yeah. You pussy.
I'm just trying to be that, that guy,
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm sure. Well, who knows what he's done with the sausage? So Jeff, now you're doing things. You're making a living. Things are going great. Now people don't know that. I mean, we've.
So here's what happens.
Yeah.
Here's what happened after that. So I'm doing everything's going good. With the way we eat and drink, I eat at dinner at the home. I get to the gig, there's food. I'm driving home 2 hours, I'm falling asleep, I got to eat. So next thing you know, in 2008, I think I had 4 heart attacks.
4?
What?
I had 3 of my arteries were, honest to God, were 100% blocked. 1 was 80.
Wow.
I went in, I had a quadruple bypass, took a piece of my heart out.
How old were you then?
This was it's 2008. What the fuck? It's almost 10 years ago. So I was in my 40s, man.
Wow, you should be dead in your 40s. That's usually.
Oh yeah, God.
Yeah, he's lucky. I did the fundraisers for him. I was there. I remember that was his first fundraiser.
So then 2014. Well, I'm writing a book, and it's called Stand Up, not a comedian, but the words crossed out. It's called Stand Up Comedian.
I think it was how do you make money without working? It's called Fake 4 heart attacks.
open mic to open heart.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So then you had some other health issues too. You had the weirdest fucking thing.
We got an infection and went septic. I was in the hospital 50 days.
Wow, you had sepsis? That's bad shit.
Yeah, bad shit. They
and you couldn't heal.
My organ started to shut down. My piano shut down. My trumpet.
Wow.
Dude, let me tell you, he texted me pictures. When he sent me the pictures, I remember it was Halloween. I was going into the Friars Club to do the children's family thing. And it was like Halloween day. I got the pictures and I looked at them. I thought he was goofing around and telling me I thought it was a joke. He sent me these pictures that looked like something you buy in a Halloween shop of the legs and the open skin. And it looked actually like I thought it was a rubber foot. It was his foot. I couldn't believe it. It was, and I showed the people, they're like, get the hell out of here. You serious? He's alive and that's his foot? It was that bad. He had really bad, and he got through it. But you've all this stuff. Has it made you funnier or not?
No.
Hey, and this is what we have to start wrapping this up soon. But listen, this is what
part is I haven't changed.
Oh, wait. So what was shutting down? Your organ shut down?
Well, that's what happens. The bad blood goes to every bit in your body.
But your metabolism was already shut down already.
I did good though. I did good. I got out of the hospital. I lost 78 pounds, and
7 or 8 pounds or 78 pounds?
78, and I gained it all back. Now
Do you have pictures when you were skinny somewhere? I could see them.
No, they're baby pictures, but you know.
Well, see, the thing about it too, Jeff, is he embraces being heavy. He doesn't embrace being heavy. I mean, his email is something like, "Hey, fat boy." I mean, everything
he has no choice because he's never going to lose the weight. So he might as well embrace it.
Yeah, right now.
They call that deflection, John.
Deflection.
Yes.
Not looking at reality.
If you put psychology on it, he's making fun of himself before you get the chance to make fun of him.
I call it folding.
I folded.
Wait, it folds or folded?
Fold.
Jeff, let me ask. People don't know this, but if they don't know it, you could see Jeff starting May 28th, I believe. Am I correct?
25th, every Thursday.
25th, every Thursday at the Brigada Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City at 9 o'clock during the new burlesque show
At the Music Box. Yeah.
At the Music Box Theater, which holds 1,200 seats. Every seat in the room is beautiful.
Hey, I'm going to even tweet that out from what a nice guy we are, right?
Yeah.
You come and see me. I'll take care of you. You get some tickets away on your show. There's only 2 people listening. What's it going to hurt me?
Yeah, last time I went, they didn't want to give me a seat over there. They were throwing me out.
You fat fuck.
Yeah, they were mad at him for calling a guy a homeowner, take it out on me.
It's
so loud. Hix to come to the show, and I'll keep telling him to sit back a little farther in the row. Fucker. Bastard.
I think we're done with this guy.
We're done with this, guys, right?
I got to get something to eat, guys. It's been almost an hour.
Yeah, hourly feeding time. So May 28th, every Thursday, the Brigada.
25th.
May 25th. It starts every Thursday night.
Every Thursday night.
Where's the pizza, right? You got pizza right there, ready for you to go?
Everything up. You got everything.
Are you going to eat some of that pizza now?
We'll probably see John a couple nights that year.
Yeah, I fill in for whoever's what they get this year, a plate spinner.
We got a plate spinner. Well, actually, he follows me around and just cleans up my plates that I eat, and then he just watches them.
Unbelievable.
Very funny.
I can't get John steady work over there. What's wrong with you guys?
No, he don't need steady work. What the fuck?
Hey, Hix, how much time left in the show, Hix?
Nobody works more than Peasy.
2 minutes and what?
That's it.
Tell me peace. 2 minutes and then it's over?
We're so sorry. That's great. Right. I'm enjoying this. I actually enjoy. I could talk to Jeff.
Hey, Jeff, thanks for coming on. We appreciate you.
Good luck with the show, man.
Yeah, come back when we're famous.
Yeah,
infamous.
Have me back, you pricks.
We love you.
Jeff, you're the best.
Good night.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank your daughter and your bride.
I will. Good night.
Tell her to stop calling me.
Now cut him off. I didn't want to see him anymore. Can you do that? He's fucking distracting because he has his audio on. Will his audio be on screen now?
My fucking balls are killing me.
How come we look frozen on there, Hix?
I actually look fine. I see movement on my eye.
I'm moving.
Oh, yeah.
So this is going out okay, you think?
No. That's good. That's the end of the show. Well, let's close it up. So
all right. So we're frozen. We're frozen. I hope you can hear us. So play the outro for this wonderful show.
I had a great night.
We'll see everybody next Monday, I think. Who we got next Monday?
I have several really cool guests coming up. It'll be a surprise.
But then we got the criminal behaviorist. I'm going to put that link up. This guy who did the Joan Benet Ramsey investigation.
Joe Benet? It's John Benet.
Joan Benet. You say tomato, I say tomato.
It was Joe Baez.
All right, Hix, get us out of here because you froze everything up, you sucky producer.
First show, guys. Thanks. It's great to see you. Thank you again. Ciao, brother.